Welcome to another build guide looking into the Shrine of Smiting. I've been comboing this guy with two other units, the Light Spirit and the Bastion, just a good defender frontline unit. I'll go over all the choices soon enough, but why should you bother with this? Well, first of all, the Shrine of Smiting was buffed in the Archon patch. He now has Seal, he didn't before. This matters quite a lot in a DPS character, giving even more damage. He also has this distracting aura, also increasing the damage for your entire team. If enemies are close to him, all the strikes against them will be counting as flanked attacks, 25% more damage. And also his champion rank is now way better. Here's what his champion rank does. He gets extra range, which matters quite a bit because his really strongest ability is a full action, so he can't move and use this in the same turn. So getting that up to where he has 7 range always hit makes it so that he quite reliably can get this out every turn. And then he gets this killing momentum, and that's also really good on a unit that most likely will get a kill almost every turn. So yes, I think this guy is strong, and I've designed a build around him. I've decided to combo him with the Light Spirit and the Bastion, and the reason for that is, we'll go over tomes very soon, but this tome is very important for us here, and that is because of the tuning kits. I need to have a support unit with the shrine in order to give the shrine overcharged 50% more attack or damage on every attack. The only downside is you might stun yourself. It's a 30% chance. However, the Shrine of Smiting has 11 status resistance. So the 30% you're cutting down with 70%. What is that? If it would have said 75 there, that means it would be 7.5% likelihood of stunning yourself. So it's less than 10% chance of you stunning yourself. And even if you do, I will have methods in this build to remove the status effect from the shrine. So he will not be stunned. Don't worry about this. Pick this tome up, please do. It also affects our human units, our Bastion, because this applies to shield units as well. Oh yeah, in case I didn't mention that, maybe you haven't realized, but the Shrine of Smiting is a construct. He's a construct, guys. That's why we get that great bonus. Great. Let's take a look at the overview. Here I have an overview of the build. I combine these 3 units because don't take a look at all this text for now. Just stay with me for one more second. The Shrine of Smiting has one weakness, and that is he can't do his strongest ability here if the enemy is in your face. Cannot be used when within an enemy zone of control. So you need some form of front line to keep him safe. So that's one thing. And here I have a lot of good tools for that. Not only do I bring a couple of Bastions that really can hold the line, they tend to not die in general, but I also bring the Light Spirits. And the thing that sets this guy apart from other support unit is that he's like a semi-frontline, in my opinion. Other support units don't like it when enemies are in their face, but the Light Spirit doesn't mind very much. He does have a really strong heal. Healing for 80 eventually when he gets to champion rank, and you will make sure to get him into champion rank. So he has a really strong heal, but most of all he has a free phase ability, where he's able to deal damage and inflict blind on everyone around him and then jump away. So even if they get to him, he says, that's fine, that's part of my kit. I want to be surrounded. Bring it. So with this, literally all our units except for the shrine make kind of a wall to prevent the enemies to get to the shrine. Also, this guy combos very well with defender units, because defender units don't have an answer to retaliation attacks. charge units remove their enemy retaliation, but your bastions don't. But here, because this guy inflicts blind, that makes it so that the enemy can't retaliate against you. So quite a good combo there as well. Right, let's go over one thing at a time. As a late game army composition, I aim to have 1 hero, 3 bastions, 1 light spirit, and 1 shrine. The job for the light spirit is to boost the shrine, giving him 50% more damage, and his job is to remove retaliation with his blind, to helping the bastions out, and he's able to heal quite a bit, not only from his own 80 ability that he heals for 80, but we're giving him staves of grace, we're giving him mending, he will give grace to everyone he touches. And as you see here, we're gonna pick up a few items, abilities that cost 0, such as Staffs of Mending, Tuning Kits. And due to the Staffs of Grace, every time he does some form of ability, he also gives that unit grace, which is healing quite a bit. Right, he also inflicts Condemned, which is great not only for the shrine, but for the bastion. And that's because I really like the Tome of Discipline for this build. As you see, we're removing their status resistance quite a bit, both from the Condemned ability, but also from the Hideous stench. Let us check in what that does actually. Create faction. Sorry if I'm talking fast, I'm just so excited, you know. This is this is pretty exciting stuff. Here is Hideous stench. I think this body trait is great for us here this time around. The majority of our damage will come from the shrine and the light spirits. So removing 2 resistance is great just for that reason. But also it has this added benefit of removing status resistance. So because of that, I really do like the Tome of Discipline for this build. Not only do you get more healing, which is very great when we have a light spirit healing for insane amounts, but we're getting this empowered strikes to stun enemies, and we will be quite likely to stun the enemies even in the late game now that we are removing quite a lot of status resistance. Also, we have use for this focus aim. It will affect our light spirits. This is just a great tome for us, I think. My other pick for tier 1 tome is Tome of Faith. It's just a good tome in general. I think I haven't done a tier list video yet. I will make an order tier list video very soon. But there I plan to place this tome in the A or maybe even the S tier. I think it's just a good tome in general, and I think it's really good for us in this build. A really good knowledge SPI is always welcome. We're getting this Staffs of Mending ability, which is decent in its own, but it's also a free ability, very useful. And once again, you know, we really need all our units to be faithful in order for our shrine to do the maximum amount of damage. And it's got a good decent building that interacts with city stability, and the later choices we will make in this build will also interact with city stability, so we will have much use of this. And of course we do get the lesser light spirit eventually evolving into the better version of the light spirit, so this tome is a must-have as well. These two are must-haves. But when it comes to our tier 2 tomes, we have a little bit of freedom. I do picked up the Tome of Construct and Tome of Artificing because I feel like the Tome of Construct is helping us out to survive. You know, we're just looking to buy us time so that the Shrine of Smiting can pick away 1 unit each turn. He will literally do more than 100 damage and ignore 50% of resistance, and the Hideous stench will increase his damage even further. So you will have quite an easy time to almost one-shot people with the shrine. So you just need to survive now, is my line of thought here. I do pick up the Tome of Artificing due to it has enchantments for all our units, both the Bastion and the Light Spirit. Light Spirit gets 10% more damage and so on. And then I do pick up Tome of Transmutation. It's just we can take a look at it here. It's just an S tier tome in general. I think it has my favorite SPI in the game. Getting a magic material of your choice, very useful. And it has 2 ways of really making your front line difficult to... Oh, sorry, my head is in the way. But yeah, you see the text there at least. I think this is a great tome. And then for the tier 4 tomes, once again, we've already maxed out our damage potential of the shrine. There are no other tools really in the game that can buff mythic units further. So we end up on... We make sure we... really maximize our defense instead. So we pick up Tome of Prosperity. It gives our light spirits a great ability to give them even more healing, giving everything they do grace. And this Cleansing Rain ability is also a good AoE ability, causing bad effects for the enemy and causing good effects for ourselves. Yeah, making the front line stronger. Amazing spell, also just buying us time. That's what we want to do in this game. We just buy us time, give the shrine a time to pick away enemies one at a time. Yes, and lastly, of course, we do need the Tome of Exaltation. Here is when we get the shrine. Also, you might say Angelic Transformation, is that really the best major race transformation for a tanky Bastion build? Wouldn't it be better with another major transformation? Maybe, but you know, we really need to be faithful in order for the shrine to do the maximum amount of damage, and we really do appreciate the flying. The shrine and the light spirit are levitating already, so by making the rest of our units flying, we increase our mobility quite a bit. Yes, all our units only have 32 movement here. Bastion as well. The Bastion could be placed on a horse, but I choose not to because the other units in the army will still just have 32 movement. But they're all levitating or flying, meaning they have quite good mobility around the map anyway. So even though this is a somewhat slow army, they're not that slow, considering they ignore the terrain they're moving over. That is it. Yeah, as maybe you haven't realized, but Tome of the Creator is a great tome in this build because half of our army consists of elementals and constructs, so that buffs them up quite a bit, as well as giving us this, according to me, this really strong... Let me check it out for you. This is one of my favorite tier 5 tomes. I just think the Call of the Titan is overtuned. We have a great unit, only 200 mana. He lives for the rest of the battle. You can make one each turn, just one more. And then not only do you get the strong unit, but you get him precisely where he needs to be, and he removes retaliation attacks and stuff. Yeah, just a very strong tome for us. Also, I got some really good feedback on my videos. I'm really grateful for your comments. There's the camera. So thank you for that. One of the good comments I got was, can you please say something about pick which hero to pick? So absolutely, my bad that I didn't do before. My recommendation for a hero here is, you know, we really don't want the enemy to reach our shrine. We want him to be able to do that 110 damage ability each turn. So having one more guy up front could be decent, and I really like the warrior in general. He just, if you do a full damage build that I've done here, he gets crazy scary. I chose Seal here to do even more damage, and then I mostly pick up the 10% damage increase abilities and the killing momentum and critical hit and so on. Although another alternative could absolutely be to have some form of magic damage dealer. We do have the Hideous stench here from the body trait, reducing magic resistance. Meaning if your hero does magic damage, he will do a little bit more magic damage now that we're reducing. So I see that, yeah, you have some choices here. I do like the warrior, but I see that maybe the magic damage dealer would be more fitting. I could mention that the defender has an ability where he's able to move a unit away. So for example, if someone does get into close range to the Shrine of Smiting, meaning he won't be able to do his attack, then the defender hero could move away the unit so that the shrine could then do his big smite. But is it good enough? Maybe. If anything, I would try to do like a DPS-oriented defender, because I think your front line with the bastions are good enough to take a hit. And remember, your light spirits are semi-tanks as well, in that they have the Shaper's Touch, they heal every turn as they are elementals, and they can teleport away and still do their attacks and so on. So I don't think your hero needs to be tanky. I think your heroes should focus on damage, is my opinion there. Great, guys. That's my little concise suggestion for the Shrine of Smiting build. Let me know what you think, and have a really nice day. See you around. Thank you for all the comments and stuff. Bye bye.